What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the RAD Cast. I'm Andrew DiMolanta. My friends call me Rogue Leader.
And I'm Nicki DiMolanta, and everybody calls me Dimmy and stuff.
Anybody else reeling from the last episode of X-Men 97? If you're not watching X-Men 97, I don't know, especially if you're my age, like a 90s kid, 90s nerd kid.
I ain't watching it, but I also didn't watch it when I was a kid.
Yeah, but if you, I mean,
I guess you're mainly speaking to people who watched it as a kid,
especially people who watched it as a kid that are my age. Because like I said, I think a couple episodes back, like I saw this one video of this kid, like, oh, who the fuck was asking for this show to come back? It's like this guy right here.
Well, some Zoomer was asking that.
Some Zoomer kid who's like, I'm into comic books, I like Marvel stuff, but like, who was asking for the show? It's like everybody my age was asking for the show. This
X-Men fans,
and yeah. And let me tell you, if the show keeps going in this direction and I'm trying not to spoil things, but this last episode was like important and big.
I know and the gist of what happens.
Yes,
I did not watch the whole episode.
It's very important and it's very impactful. Like if you grew up on this show like I did, not like grew up, but like if you enjoyed the show as much as I did when I was a kid and watched it the whole way through and you're caught up on the show right now, this is like Game of Thrones level shit. Like if the show keeps going in this direction, it keeps hitting you with like episodes like this is probably going to be marked, especially by people my age, as the one of if not the greatest animated show ever on television. That's how good this episode was.
Wow.
There's some major things that happen, but also there's like tiny little things that characters say during this episode. This entire episode was just like bars left and right from Magneto.
Spitting bars, like bars as in he's saying things that are cool?
He's saying, not things that are relevant to the show and that can like, there's like that like you can apply to today's society. And it's like
relevant stuff.
That really relevant, because that's what X-Men was always about, was like relevance and like
I can't believe they made X-Men woke.
Yeah, it's like, no, X-Men has always been woke. Yeah. It's whatever you think, but it's always been like tackling like social issues that are relevant to the time. And like, holy, there's some stuff that is said and done in this show. It's like, especially in this episode, it's like, wow, yeah, yeah. But like I've been hearing on like line, like the creator of the show, who they fired for some reason.
Creative.
great move, Disney. But like he tweeted out, it's like episode 5 is the warm up. Episode 8 through 10 is where it really kicks off. I'm like, oh boy, holy! If that's your warm up,
those are some big words.
Yeah, that's crazy, because this last episode again is just like it is a very good episode.
Punch to the dick.
And gut and heart.
In here, or is it just me?
It's hot in here.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, good.
Let me check the AC if it's going.
Because your girl had a little low-grade fever early this week, so I didn't know if maybe I was spiking again or something.
I'll turn the AC down a bit. Technology. I can turn down the AC from here.
Yeah.
Woo! Smart house.
Yeah. I don't think I have a fever anymore. I think.
Do you have any interest in watching the show?
No.
After the clip I showed you.
I don't. I don't know. I never watched it when I was a kid. Like, I played the arcade game in arcades when I was a kid. I was always Storm.
Yeah.
As one does. But no, I don't know. Like, I didn't watch. I don't know, because I don't know if it was because of this, but I feel like let's not fucking break this.
Sorry.
I didn't touch it, so I guess it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I feel like when we grew up, I feel like that was a time of, well, it's not cool to like nerd stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's not why I didn't watch it. It was just more so kind of like in the same vein as that. We grew up very much in a time, I think it's safe to say that it was like, well, girls like girl shit and boys like boy shit, which isn't really fair of me to say about myself because I did a lot of boy shit too. I don't really know what I'm trying to say, but I feel like I didn't watch that stuff. Maybe it was also because I don't think my brother watched that stuff either. I don't know. It was more like, was there a Ninja Turtle show? We probably watched that. Like, I don't know. I don't remember what shows he watched, but like, it was the kind of thing where there were certain things that I watched if he watched it, and I guess he didn't. And also, it was like, well, that's a show for something that I don't know. I don't know. Because like, it was kind of like, well, nerd stuff wasn't quite as, mainstream as it is now. Girl stuff was more for girls and boy stuff was more for boys, more so when we grew up. I don't know. I just didn't fucking watch it. Yeah. And so I have no interest in watching it now, because if I were to watch it now, I feel like I have to go back and watch all the shit that was out when we were little and watch all that first. And I'm not going to do that. So no, I don't have any interest. I'll watch the clips that you tell me are important.
No, one thing I really want to applaud the show for is growing up with this audience, because like I said, like the people that are really paying attention to this show are my age. And like, the show back then tackled like really like, you okay?
That's an email I'm going to have to deal with later. Something from my investor.
Oh, okay.
That I have been in contact with because I'm an adult.
Grown up things. But no, but like I applaud it for growing up with this in a way where like the show back when like in the early 90s is like, it tackled like adult themes and stuff, but it kind of masked it as like it
made it more accessible.
Made it more accessible to kids my age. Like it's a Saturday morning cartoon feel. It hit those topics, but didn't like really dive into it. But now they have the guts to like, all right, we know what our audience is.
Well, we know our audience is. Our main audience is probably grown. The target audience.
Yeah, we know that kids, necessarily small children, aren't going to be watching this. It's probably mostly not. The kids and the kids that grew up with it in their mid to late 30s now, and it goes in a direction where it's like,
especially not that scene you made me watch last night.
Yeah,
that was not for children.
No, it's getting to the point where it's like, it still has that Saturday morning feel, especially with the opening. But like at its core and like everything that it's dealing with, it's aged with us.
It's grittier.
It's grittier. That's the term I like to say, because people was like, oh, we want darker themes, we want sad. It's like, no, we just want.
It doesn't have to be sad.
It doesn't have to be sad. It needs to be more gritty and needs to be more mature. And it's like, and I really applaud the show for going that direction, because it feels like it's going to. Ooh, I just hope I just really hope that it gets greenlit for like a second season or something, because. If this is the only season we get for it, we're in for a fucking ride. Oh man,
such a good show.
It's an amazing show.
It is.
It is an amazing show. Yeah. Anyways, on a lighter note, a little update on that one Star Wars video I posted on my Instagram of Lando Calrissian.
Fucking deal with it anymore.
But on a lighter note for that, I checked my Instagram this was a while ago, and like I get a notification. It's like somebody shared your somebody tags you in their stories. They shared your video, however they do it on Instagram, and I was like, okay. And I usually check and I click on the account if they're following me and who posted it. I'm like, what was this, like something Phazon? Something _ Phazon or Azon. I'm like, no. And
you're popular, not me.
But I checked it and it's like, what is that? What? And
I feel like it was like Donald _ Azon.
Yeah, Donald _ Azon. I'm like, that sounds like it sounds like one of those accounts that get created because they want to like they post a lot about the actor and like.
Okay, wait. This I feel like this is a pitfall you fall into a lot.
Yeah.
Context.
Sorry.
We're talking about that video.
Yes.
Where he made the video about the Rise of Skywalker, edited in Chris Turk from the popular show Scrubs. And where he was reacting to Lando Calrissian. He's also super excited. And that one fucking comedian guy from fucking Norway was like, not funny. He's trying to, this didn't make the final cut, guys. This is fake, by the way. Fuck this guy. I'm unfollowing.
Yeah.
So, just for context, that's the video he's talking about. Because for a second, I thought you were talking about the Shield Bash one.
So no. I'm talking about the Lando Calrissian one. And
so there you go.
So this account, Donald _ Azon, shares it on his story. And I'm like, this sounds like one of those accounts, like not a fake account, but an account that follows Donald Phazon.
Like a fan account.
It sounds like a fan account, but it's got a blue check mark next to it. Huh. And then I go into the account and it's like all these posts of like shows that he's on and stuff, and it has like photos of Donald Phazon and Zach Braff and all this stuff. And I'm like, is this his real account?
I Googled the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And it seems to be like it is him.
Yes.
Because everything I found
points to that.
To that account being him, actually him, and it's verified. It has a lot of followers.
Yeah, and I'm like, did Donald Faison just share my fucking video?
Yeah,
and the entire day I'm like, this is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like the last time something happened like this was when I posted that one video of our daughter when it's like I want to play Star Wars on Twitter, and Mark Hamill actually replies to it and liked it. I'm like, Mark Hamill saw my video.
Mark Hamill knows I exist. He saw your face. Yeah, what a rush.
Yeah, it's one of those super cool moments. Like after this video gets shit on by this comedian from Norway.
Fake, not funny.
Nobody's gonna think this is funny. It's like, well, obviously somebody thinks it's funny because Donald Faison liked it and shared it.
We should tag that guy. Just screenshot it and tag him.
We should. Yeah.
But the story's probably gone because I don't fucking understand Instagram and stories. I don't really get it.
Stories only last for 24 hours. So I
don't get it. I am a boomer in that regard. I don't understand why you... Go ahead.
No, but I just wanted to give it a little update on that video of like, yeah, some people might not think it's funny, but apparently...
Looking at you, comedian from Norway, Denmark, wherever the fuck you're from.
But Donald Faison liked my story.
Donald Faison liked it, and he was the one who you were trying to convince us was in the movie. So, you should have responded to Donald Faison and be like, so, like, is this on the cutting room floor or something? Was it fun to shoot this scene?
Yeah, and I think the greatest part about like that whole situation was I wasn't aware that Donald Faison had an Instagram that I can tag him in, and I didn't tag him, and somehow he saw it.
That I think is the coolest part.
That I think is the coolest part. Like, he just somehow stumbled across this video. Nobody tagged him in it. I didn't tag him in it, and it's just like it was enough traction on it.
Somebody could have tagged him in it, right? No.
They could have sent it to him.
Unless you would have gotten a notification if that's the case. I don't know how it
works.
No,
they can. I see how many people share it and how many people like it, how many people comment it. But like when they share it or send it to somebody, I can't see who people send it to.
Well, obviously, yeah. But so I guess if they would have commented and tagged him, you would have seen that. So
either he stumbled upon it or somebody sent it to him. Either way, he was able to see it without me going like, hey, Donald, hey, Donald, hey, Donald, hey, Donald.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that. He organically saw it. And
Which is super cool.
That is probably the coolest thing about it.
It was a fun video.
Yeah.
Not for comedians. But for the rest of us common folk.
If you're a comedian, you don't get lead-ins and punchlines.
You don't get sarcasm. It's a little too highbrow, I guess. Yeah. But that was fun.
Yeah, it was a super cool morning because like for the first hour, I was like, is it him?
Oh, I was Googling the shit out of it.
Yeah, I was like, and then the rest of the day, I'm like, Donald Faison saw my shit. I'm so cool.
What a day.
What a day.
Now what?
Now what? I don't know. You know the name of the show. We have nothing to talk about, but we talk about everything.
Well, I was sick early this week.
Yeah, because
I believe that I picked something up from... I went on a field trip with our daughter and her kindergarten class and like however many other kindergarten classes are at her school.
Yeah.
Which means that we went to like this, it was like it was zoo-like.
It was like a Gatorland type of.
It was like a Gatorland. Even her teacher
owned.
described it as a step down from Gatorland. If you're aware of what that is, you could probably context clue it up from the name Gatorland.
Yeah.
Florida. Gators, gonna go look at some fucking animals. So
yeah,
like we went to this place that was basically kind of like a zoo, like Gatorland type deal. And it was whatever. It was outside. It was kind of hot. I swear
it was just a bunch of like exotic animals, snakes,
yeah,
gators,
jungly type animals, I guess, if you will. And so, it was all right. But like I was on a bus, a big charter bus with 2 classes worth of kindergartners, and they're pissing and coughing and spitting all over everything. And, I sat next to my daughter on the way there, which is, fine because I'm used to her and her antics and germs, I guess you could say.
Yeah. We're immune to her germs.
On the way back, she wanted to sit next to her teacher, and I'm like, go
ahead.
And so another kid sat next to me, and at one point she's talking to me because she was talking at me the whole fucking ride.
Yeah, talking on you.
Yeah, and at one point I actually felt a little drop of her spit land right on my lip, and I went, oh no. I tried to wipe it off.
Jesus.
I'm sure that's not what it was, but it was just like enough to be like, that's probably where I picked this up.
Yeah.
But, a ride on a bus there and back with 2 classes of kindergartners and one kid there was one kid sit behind me. She's coughing. She's got that like phlegmy type cough. And I'm like, God damn it. I mean, luckily the field trip was outdoors, which, you know, makes things okay. Things just, you know, dissipate into the air and whatever.
Yeah. Thankfully it wasn't too hot that day.
It wasn't. It was actually a nice day, but I still sweat. I'm just a sweaty person when it's hot outside.
I'm sweating right now.
Any degree. I kind of.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I can feel like sweat dripping down my back into my ass crack. I'm like, ooh.
Oh, descriptive. But if it's like 76.
Right now I have it 76 right now.
No, I'm talking about outside.
Oh, outside. Yeah.
If it's like 70, because 75 is, but if it's like 76, 77 and up, high probability of you girls sweating. So, you know, but it was a nice day. There was a breeze, whatever, but I was still like, I'm fucking ready to go inside. I'm just kind of an inside type person if you haven't gathered that from our many conversations. And so, yeah. And later that same weekend, we went to a friend's kid's birthday party, which was also outside. And I was like, I guess I'm just sweating all weekend, huh? And I sweat while we were there. Oh, we spent a couple of hours at like a park, obviously outdoors.
Yeah.
But I was like walking from the car to the like pavilion. I was like, it's starting.
Yeah.
Very good. Just not my bag. And they were like, hey, you gonna camp with us? Went, fuck no.
No, I don't.
I love you two to death, but no. And our daughter was like, I want to camp. I'm like, fucking go with them.
Yeah, okay.
They're your godparents. They'll take you.
Know how she will handle camping, because it's like she's very
I don't
like
think she'll like it.
Yeah, she's very like, she talks a big game. I like this. I'm gonna try this, and then when it actually does happen, I want to go home.
Yeah, I'm bored.
Home? It's like I'm bored. It's like, well, this is what it is, kid. Yeah. Sorry.
Where are my toys? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Even if we were camping people. Well, it would be different. If we were camping people, then we probably would have been taking her from a very, very young age. And she would have been like, this is just normal, right?
Yeah.
So if we took her right now, I imagine it would be fun at first, especially if there was another kid or two there. But then after a couple hours, like, when are we going home? And I'm not dealing with that.
I do like, it's like, you know how there's always certain things we do. Like, oh no, your food's spicy, so she wouldn't eat your food. Right. Like we can easily like, no, there's bugs everywhere because she hates bugs.
Oh yeah, she don't like bugs.
But I don't want to traumatize her like that.
No.
So.
Because she's already really scared of bugs.
Yeah.
And I'm, as you all may already probably know, because I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it, I'm like comedically arachnophobic. Like, I know that a phobia is defined as like the irrational fear of an object, but my irrational fear is like so irrational that it's embarrassing almost. And I don't know. She must have picked up on the fact that I don't like spiders. And now she's like super afraid of spiders.
Terrified,
like, great. Pass that on. Didn't mean to. But yeah, because I don't know if we mentioned it on here. I think we did. The whole I thought I saw a spider that
we did it a couple episodes ago.
So yeah, I don't know if that didn't help, because there was one morning that I woke up and you were still in bed and I got up with her. And
we saw her spider ring.
Well, we went into the living room for whatever reason, and I turned on the light, and I had only been awake for 5 minutes. So still kind of like, and I didn't have my glasses on. And, you know, I looked in the ground, thought I saw a spider just chilling on the ground, staring at me, squaring up at me. And I was like, and I like ran to the bedroom and I opened the door and I tried to as calmly as I could.
Can you come help me?
Hey, babe, I'm sorry to wake you up. Do you think you could come help me with something? And you, like the wonderful man that you are, sprang out of bed hearing the slight panic in my voice. And you're like, what? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, I know we've probably mentioned this because now this sounds familiar. Yeah. Saying it again. But like, when you were like saying something about spider ring, because I thought you were talking about like, get me something like a shoe or get me something like a something to put on top of it. I don't
know something.
Because that was like my dad's MO growing up. Anytime that, because we lived very much out in the woods and the boonies. Yeah. And so it was not uncommon for a wolf spider to be in the house.
Yeah, and he didn't want to lose track of it, so he's like, hand me something.
Because they're fast little fuckers. And so, you know, if there was a bug, he would lock eyes with it and then go, get me something. And then it would be a mad
Lock
dash.
eyes with it like, motherfucker, you know what's coming.
A mad dash between either me, my mom, or my brother, whoever was around, to go grab something from my dad so he could smash the shit out of this bug. So that's what I thought you were doing, because I've been conditioned to get me something, because I don't want to get it, the bug. I'd rather get you something for you to get the bug. And so you kept saying spider ring, and I'm like, what the fuck is a spider ring? What am I supposed
It's
to be
your
getting?
daughter's Halloween spider ring.
But yeah, it turned out to be a little spider ring. It looked a lot bigger.
It did.
when I first saw it.
Yeah. I could see how you were confused, because it was just sitting there.
And I
I'm
wasn't
like,
wearing my glasses either.
yeah, because at first in my sleepy days, I'm like, that is a huge, we've never seen a spider that big in this fucking house.
The crazy thing is, when you pick up the spider ring, it's like that big.
Yeah.
It's not even that big. It's a child's
like-
Halloween spider ring.
Yeah, it's like about that. It's like, a silver dollar type, so like the
I
legs spread
guess,
out. But I can see why you thought it was, because when I
Thank
first saw it,
you.
I'm like, that is a big fucking spider.
That's very
I actually
validating.
grabbed my shoe around the corner. I got close to it. I'm like, I'm waiting for it to skitter off. I'm like,
And you're approaching it. Meanwhile, I'm running around the house like, what's a spider ring? What am I supposed to be getting? But yeah.
no, but the point is, like, you just mentioned spider, and she flipped.
immediately starts crying.
Yeah.
I mean, the kind of like tearless cry, like, but she immediately starts freaking out, immediately starts crying, and I'm like, go somewhere else.
Yeah.
We got business to attend to. When I still thought
And
it
she
was a
started
spider.
grabbing me. I'm like, no, I'm the one supposed to be taking care of this situation right now.
And I'm like, maybe go to your room. I don't want to be alone. I'm like, oh my God.
oh, kids.
Oh, so, hopefully it's not as crippling of a fear as I have. But it doesn't look good. It looks pretty familiar.
Oh, man.
But yeah, she don't like bugs. Even a silverfish is enough to make her be like, I don't want to be in this room anymore. So, well, I mean, silverfish are fucking
How was your
gross.
childcare PTSD on the field trip? Like,
Oh, man.
when
yeah.
I went on the field
I
trip with her,
flashback.
I was flashing back. Like, holy
Flashback
shit.
pretty hard, because I went on a couple field trips in my day when we worked with that daycare.
Yeah, childcare, yeah.
Childcare organization. Granted, when we used to work there, I would probably be responsible for
20 kids.
15,
Which is
20 kids.
I think was above the regulation limit.
I feel like it's 15 to 18 or something
it was-
like that. I don't know what the legal
It was like
limit is in
15
Florida.
15 to 1. Like
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, around that.
A lot. Too many.
Yeah, but we ended up with probably like 22, 23 kids.
Yeah, and when you're walking around like the Orlando Science Center
Yeah.
or something like that, something big like that, nerve-wracking.
Mm-hmm.
But it was nice. I was only responsible for 2 children, one of which was my own.
Yeah.
And and the other girl was very high energy. So
Very in your face.
very much. Well,
Yeah.
she was like enamored with me, like wanted to be near me, sit with me, next to me all the time. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
there's only 2 seats next to each other on the bus, baby. I can only sit next to one of you, and I can't tell my daughter, sorry, this kid needs me more. So, but luckily I got to sit with daughter on the way there, friend on the way back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a little bit of flashbacks, because like, even with just the 2 of them, granted, the place we went to, I don't know if it was the time of day.
Yeah.
It wasn't crowded. So we were dominating the park. And so, but like at one point, it was like the first half of the day, normal field trip shit,
Yeah.
The first half of the day is like learning. And this guy was like feeding gators and shit. And then this other guy was teaching us about whatever was over here. And like we had this lady started teaching us about fucking emus and whatever. And I was like, that's ostrich, right? I think they're from the same family or whatever.
So, yeah, big bird, long neck.
Big bird, don't fly. Ostrich, right? Big eggs.
Big
They make
egg.
green eggs. Learned that.
wow.
So they can find them easier in the dirt or whatever.
Oh, you learn more, because our field trip was basically like, because we went to a place where you can just like let them go, and like it was just because like I don't know if you guys stayed as a big group.
At
We
first
got into this,
did.
yeah, we got into space and they just let us go.
Well, no,
And I was
like
responsible for like our kid and then 2 other children that I was in charge of.
the first half of the day was
Yeah.
was everybody stayed together in a group and we did group stuff,
Mm-hmm.
learned stuff. They taught us stuff, and then once that was over,
Mm-hmm.
then it was like, okay, chaperones, just hang out with your kids and you can do whatever you want until X o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, I only had 2 kids, but at one point my kid was over here and the other kid was like, I want to go over there. And I'm like, oh no. Like, I'm supposed to be keeping an eye on both of you. But like the other chaperones were like,
loosely paying attention.
You got Susie. All right, Johnny's over there. Like, even if it was one of their kids, they told the other chaperone, like, my kid is with you. Okay, bring him back. And I'm like, your girl don't play that. I like to be responsible for what I'm responsible for.
Like what we're used to, like,
like
liability purposes. Yeah,
every 5 fucking minutes. Like my anxiety was like starting to bubble up a little. Yeah, fuck that. And so I kind of strategically placed myself to where I was able to like see both of them. But also there was another chaperone that I was walking with, and the other girl was with him. And so I was like, I know he's gonna got an eye on her, but I want one too. So I tried to like keep an eye on both of them. My kid's over here feeding fucking hot dogs, just whatever animal she was feeding to. And then this one's over like trying to feed turtles. But yeah, I had a little bit of nom flashbacks to those good old days. It was all right. I would have much rather gone on a field trip that was indoors.
Yeah, you're the one you chaperone sounds like more like a field trip that I was like expecting, like, hey, a learning field trip, not like one with like, hey, just go and have fun. That was, because that was the one I chaperoned.
I figured there would have been some learning component to yours. I could think
there wasn't. There was no learning. Just playing all day long. I'm like, okay, cool.
Well, maybe because it was their first field trip as kindergarteners.
Yeah.
And they, I don't know, want to build them up to the learning portion of it. I don't know. But it is what it is. Whatever. I think I got a cold from it. Luckily, it wasn't so bad. I was just like, my body ached. A little bit of a sore throat. A little bit of a fever for a day.
A little bit.
And then, just congestion and whatever. I'm still trying to kick the last remnants of it, which is obnoxious.
You haven't hit that coughing. Well, you like, because like that one, when you finally kick the other symptoms, and then you're just coughing nonstop.
I haven't gotten there. I kind of hope I don't.
It doesn't sound like you need to cough.
No. We'll see. I don't know. The sore throat on a scale of 1 to 10. Hopefully I'm not screwing myself here, but I feel like maybe like a 2. It wasn't bad. So, but what did come of it that was nice is that I went to bed so fucking early, 2 nights in a row. I was in bed. First night, I think I was in bed by like 7:15.
7:15, yeah, and you just slept the entire night.
Ooh, it was luxurious.
Maybe we should do that from now on. Be happy with ourselves. Go to bed early.
I don't want to do that ever. But like,
I want to play video games like a real adult.
I want to enjoy my non-work kids in bedtime. Like an adult. I would think maybe a night or 2 a week. It would be nice to get into bed at like 9. That's early.
That's really early.
But yeah, the first night I was in bed by like 7:15 because I was tired as shit. And the second night I think I was in bed by about 8:30 or so. And yeah, it was nice, and I slept almost all night.
Yeah, there's nothing like a good 6 sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like,
kind of, yeah. When you're like so tired that like your eyes are sore.
Yeah. Yeah. Your body aches, and it's like, I just don't want to move, and you just fall asleep for like 12 hours.
Yeah. Like, I just threw on YouTube, and I just lied there like a zombie, and I just waited for sweet, sweet darkness to take over. Like, it was good.
Yeah.
I woke up a bunch because, like, I don't know. I wake up because I toss and turn.
Yeah.
I'm one of those idiots that like I fall asleep maybe on my side and then I turn over on the other side, flip over on my back, whatever, like. And then you are like a fucking camel. I wake up at least once a night to go to the bathroom.
It depends. Like, we had this conversation last night. It's like I was hydrating and drinking water, and you're like, how do you not get up in the middle of the night?
It was like 9 p.m. when you got a glass of water. I'm like, how do you not?
If I stop drinking at like 9:45, and then I know
that's late.
That glass that I just drank, I'll have to go before I go to bed, and then I'm good. So, I know my body.
I'm an idiot because like even if I like have the slightest feeling of like, you could probably go to the bathroom, I'm not gonna be able to fall back asleep.
There's always something in there.
That's what my mom always used to tell me. Whenever you go in the car, she's like, go to the bathroom. There's always something there. And she's right.
Yep.
So, but yeah, it's kind of fucking annoying. But it was a good sleep. 2 nights in a row, pretty good fucking sleep. And then the third night I was like, I want to play a video game. And I did.
Yeah.
Like an adult. Oh my God, it is so warm in here
I
still.
don't know. Yeah. I mean, it's supposed to rain today. I don't know why it's like so hot.
Well, we'll see. Hopefully it'll,
Florida.
Yesterday it rained for all of
5 seconds.
5 seconds.
Yeah, when I
A
dropped
nice
my
little
car
sun
off.
sprinkle. Sun shower is what they call it. So dumb. But it's supposed to rain a lot. I don't know.
Well, hopefully it cools. It doesn't. Oh, we're getting to that point now where like it doesn't cool off a whole lot after it rains because
So we're approaching summer.
Yeah. I don't know what we're gonna do during summer.
Sweat
Yeah.
my dick off all day, every day, even inside.
Yeah.
Not necessarily inside, but like, and our daughter was like, "Can we get a pool for the backyard?" I'm like, "I'll get you a little splish
little
splash
kiddie
pool. I'm not getting an above ground pool if that's what you're talking about.
No, we're not doing that.
We got friends that got pools, baby. We'll go hang out
Our
with them.
HOA doesn't like us already. There's no way they're going to approve an above ground pool.
For real. Our driveway's too dirty for them sometimes, I guess.
Don't get me started on that.
So stupid.
Jesus Christ.
HOA is basically nothing but like a power trip. I said it.
And they raised their price on us this past year.
For what?
It went
Where's
up like-
that money going?
It went up like $50. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
What are they fucking doing?
I don't know.
Like, sure. I'm sure that they use some of it for landscaping at the entrance of the neighborhood.
Yeah, the common areas that people don't.
Common areas, mowing the grass, the shrubbery,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, putting up Christmas lights.
Why?
But like, where's the rest of
They
this
w-
fucking money going?
Let me tell you, they went real lazy this past Christmas because the year before that there's lights and like a couple of reindeer. This past year was just
They just
like
threw a couple of string lights at one bush
didn't
and were
even
like,
put-
there. Are you happy?
they didn't even put lights. No, was there lights? But like
They were very scarce, I think.
yeah, but and also it was like a couple of lights and a bow on like the entryway sign. And that was it. It's like what happened?
like,
where the
where
fuck is my money going?
Is my HOA money going? And whenever they're like, oh, do you want us to spray paint your house number on the curb? I don't fucking care. But they're like, well, you got to pay extra money.
$25
It's like,
for a
take
cigarette.
it out of my dues. Like, why should I have to pay you extra money? I'm already paying you money every year.
Yeah, and then they get mad at us for
Your driveway's too dirty.
Driveway's too
What am I
dirty,
gonna have
not-
dinner off my driveway with my dog? I'm driving my car on it.
And they
It's
sent-
gonna be dirty.
They sent out this blanket email to us. It's like, hey, don't forget, you got to have upkeep on your yard, break your leaves, make sure your bushes are trimmed. And it's like, tell that to the 3 houses down.
Yeah.
And across the street, they have never mowed their lawn.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, just when I say lawn, I mean they're weeds.
Yeah.
It's just weeds.
There's always one house
Yeah, there's
in
like
every neighborhood
yeah,
that's like that.
the last neighborhood, there was our next door neighbor never mowed her yard. Remember that shit when the hurricane?
The one that didn't like us.
Yeah, the one that didn't
Yeah.
like us because the hurricane knocked the fence down. And it's
Yeah.
like, look at that. And we took a picture to send to HOA because like we had a dispute, like whose responsibility is this to take care of? And her grass was like 2-3 feet tall. And like, hey, can you remind them that? Thanks was some of them effective like, hey, thanks for sending this photo. We'll remind them that yard upkeep is part of the HOA agreement. I was like, oops.
Yikes.
I didn't mean to get her in trouble for that. I just wanted to make sure it was her responsibility for to fix
Maybe
the
that's
fence.
why she didn't like us.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, she was not the most welcoming person in the
She
world.
was not.
I wish her well. I hope
Yeah.
she's doing
I'm
okay.
yeah. We could have stayed at that house,
Nah.
but the yard is way too small.
Way too small.
Yeah, because our yard right now is like 3 times the size.
Well, and also, I just felt like we were suffocated by neighbors.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't get why we always get the neighbors with the dog that barks at our dog all day long and is never let inside. Like, why have
they're
a dog?
always left outside. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
I don't know.
big, like almost aggressive dogs that just
Yeah.
stay outside all day long. It's like, why
Yeah,
have
that
a
was at the
dog?
last house too. You're right. And I think there were two of them.
There was two of
Yeah.
them.
And they would even try to put their noses through the fence.
Yeah, the fence
to
that-
like nose fight
the
with our dog.
The fence that the guy tried to go in halvesies with us. It's like, this is your fence.
Yeah.
This is your responsibility.
Yeah.
Luckily,
Yeah. No, I'm glad that we're not there anymore.
Yeah.
That was a good starter home.
nice starter home.
I'm glad we're here now. It was
Yeah.
an upgrade.
Yeah, this house is far superior in several ways.
HOA.
Yeah.
HOAs suck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's obnoxious. You have to ask for permission to do like fucking anything. Oh, it's all about appearances.
It is, and I get why, because there's a house in the neighborhood behind us that's not a part of, technically not our neighborhood, and
Yeah.
they're a part of a different HOA. This house is bright blue and yellow.
Oh, I gotta go grab a look at that.
You want, like, when you go down that road and you look left, and it's like you can't miss this house. It is.
I'm gonna go down and look left when we're done.
Bright blue and yellow.
Is it? And their yard is also overgrown, or is it a different house?
But there's no way to miss
There's
this.
another house behind us that's kind of overgrown too.
Yeah, but like I guarantee that their HOA is much different than ours, because there's no way that a house in this neighborhood would be able to paint it that color.
I don't get it, because like, I mean, I guess it depends on where you are. I mean, that's definitely plays a factor, but like, if you need a HOA to tell you to mow your yard, because like,
well, it devalues the value of the houses surrounding it, because that's a part of it.
I mean, my parents' house is worth more than ours. They have an optional HOA, and everybody takes care of everything to a T.
Yeah.
So I guess it just depends on, it's kind of the luck of the draw of who moves in around you and into your neighborhood, and do they care about their yard?
Yeah.
And do they need an HOA to threaten them with a fine?
Yeah. And I think you can pick out in this neighborhood, like which ones are rental homes and which ones are.
Well, do they have like 67 cars in the driveway? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because that doesn't necessarily mean it's a rental. That could mean it's a multifamily home. Doesn't matter. It's still annoying. Yeah. It's so annoying when you have to like drive down the street to go wherever, to the store, and I gotta thread my way through this like tunnel of cars, because it's a one-way street now, because there's somebody parked on either side.
That's one thing.
It's annoying.
That's one thing I'm glad we're not in our old neighborhood now, because
that was really bad.
That was really bad in the old neighborhood.
It's just it's obnoxious, because there's always people parked on like either side of the road. So it essentially is a one-way street now, and then there's so many cars in the driveway that all the sidewalks are blocked.
Yeah, and then you have to go
and
around
so
them,
if I'm like walking my kid to school and whatever, gotta kind of veer into the road, I might have to like go around the cars that are parked in the road. Now I'm in the middle of the road. Like, it's just kind of obnoxious, but whatever. Mow your yard. That's all I'm really trying to say.
Take
No, but really,
yard.
HOA sucks. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It's just so dumb. Like, what am I paying for? That's what I want to know. But you know what I'm not going to do? Go to any of the meetings.
Yeah. We get all these notifications like, hey, the next meeting is here. You get to vote on the next like leadership for the association. Like, I don't care.
Why would I go and vote for strangers that I have no idea who's who? What's the point of voting? I like your name better than your name. I think you look nicer than the other person. It's the same
people. Like every year we get that, like, here's your new president. And it's like, it's the same person from the last 3 years. Why?
It's a dictatorship is what it is.
I don't know.
So dumb.
I don't know. I guess it's to keep the neighborhood looking nice.
I guess. I just find it annoying. I don't know. But then again, there's people that have much worse HOAs, monthly HOAs.
Oh, yeah. Those are the really
yearly.
nice neighborhoods, though. Like,
yeah. I guess. But
yeah, because
we were either way.
Yeah, I don't know who. I don't remember who we were talking to. It was like, yeah, my HOA is was something like, it was like $50 to $70 a month. I'm like,
fuck that.
Holy shit, we pay a certain amount a year.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
And even then, I'm like, fuck this. I gotta pay this much.
So dumb.
Yeah.
And then I gotta pay to have my numbers sprayed on my sidewalk.
It's optional.
Well,
it's optional.
I'm gonna decline then. I think we have declined every time.
Yeah, every year. I think they.
I don't want people to know my house number. I don't want you to come into my house unless you're my friend or my parents or his parents. Go away.
It's like it's gotten to the point where we have a doorbell camera, and it's like somebody will ring it. And it's like, if I don't know you're coming, I'm not answering it.
You can fuck right off.
You could go away. There's this no soliciting sign at the front of the fucking neighborhood.
Those are potentially one of the most useless signs ever created in the history of man.
And I don't know why people think door-to-door marketing works anymore. It doesn't.
I can only imagine that it works on the elderly or like people that are young and don't know how to say like no thanks.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know. I feel like, you know, we kind of fell prey to that almost
we
one
did,
time with that water guy.
Yeah.
I was ready to throw him out of the house.
Yeah.
He actually came into our house. I was seething that day. I was also very pregnant at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm about to pick this man up and toss him out of the front door if he doesn't leave soon.
There's only so many ways we can say no, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, because he really wouldn't. Every time we tried to be like, yeah, so anyway, he'd have some like other angles, other pitch.
Yeah.
So
like door-to-door sales and door-to-door marketing, for the most part, there's no need for it anymore.
Yeah. How much are you actually profiting or making?
Yeah, there's like, especially when I work in digital marketing, it's far more effective. You can reach far more people.
Yeah.
And save a ton of more time and money on
Yeah.
printing and man hours.
Yeah.
And it's like, for some certain businesses, door hangers might help. Like our pizza joint and our Chinese restaurant that's like right across the street, updating your menus and putting them out. That might help.
Yeah.
But for the most part, if you're gonna try to sell me something,
I don't want your water system.
You walk up to my door like, hey, how do you want to talk about solar today? No, I don't want to talk about solar today.
If I wanted solar, I'd be looking for it.
I'd be researching it. That's how today's world works.
You want it, you go find it. Like, I can't imagine somebody being like, hey, do you want a whole new fucking water system? Knock on my door and be like, you know what? Yes. That actually sounds great and not a hassle at all.
Your little science project that you showed me totally convinced me that, oh, man, I do need a water softener.
And I remember him like saying, I see that you're pregnant. You don't want to fucking kill your baby with tap water. I'm like, first of all,
we don't drink tap water. Who the fuck drinks tap water?
We don't drink tap water. And second of all, get the fuck out of my house. I'm done here. Oh my God. He was there way too long. He was. If he was there an hour, it was 59 minutes too long.
We actually had to fake a family emergency to get him out of the house.
Yeah. He was very pushy. I could never be a salesperson or like somebody that works on commission because they got to be real tenacious and pushy. As soon as somebody was like, I'd be like, okay, well, sorry to waste your time. Have a great day. There's no way.
Hey, do you have a minute to talk about solar? No. Okay,
right.
bye-bye.
My bad. I'm so sorry. Yeah. This is my bad here. Yeah. I'd be a terrible salesperson.
Yeah, the only time I would really open the door when somebody rings the doorbell is if I notice one of the neighbor kids.
Yeah, some neighbor kid threw something in our backyard by accident or tossed something and it just went into our backyard by accident. I was ready to not open the door. You happened to look and be like, I think I saw that kid playing. And I was like, no, sounds like his problem, not mine. You threw your fucking Frisbee in my yard?
It was like one of his buddy's Crocs ended up being flinged over our fence.
Lesson learned, don't throw your Crocs, I guess. And if it's a Frisbee, I will toss it arbitrarily over the yard. And if you recover it, good job. I'm not answering the door for anybody, unless I know who you are. Sorry. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah, for the most part, the kids kind of like, and especially in this neighborhood, it's kind of like they keep to themselves and they don't cause too much trouble.
It's a very quiet one. Yeah. Which, I don't know. It has its ups and downs. Like sometimes I wish we lived in one of those neighborhoods that
cul-de-sac
it's like
buddies.
Everybody knows everybody, but that also sounds very draining.
Exhausting, yeah.
Social, like my social batteries, they have a limit.
Yeah.
And there are some times where I'm like, I don't feel like doing anything. I don't feel like talking to anybody. But then there are other times that it's like, I would love to go hang out with a big group of my friends and act like an idiot. But I'm not sure that I'd want to live somewhere where there's just a bunch of people that are like, hey, you want to watch the game? Sorry, dog. I'm sorry. No.
Mommy! I heard knocking, Mommy! What that noise was?
Very ferocious dog. but
hey, neighbor.
I don't know.
There's sometimes, especially like football season, like maybe have people over for a big game to like barbecue. I talk a big game now. And then the football season comes along. It's like, I just want to watch the games.
Well, and sometimes it's like my house is kind of messy.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like cleaning it. And I'm not one of those people that's like gonna invite somebody over and like, my house is dirty. Oh, well. Like, no, if somebody's coming over, I am a whirlwind trying to make the house look presentable. And I know that they probably don't give a shit, but I do. So, but like if there were people that were that close all the time, it would be cool.
Yeah.
Select people, a limited number.
Hey, come over, watching the game.
Exactly. There's a select number of people that it would be like, no, actually, that would be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
But like, if this was one of those, that's how it's kind of different. Like, if you happen to live with like in the same neighborhood as like established friends, different. But if you live in a neighborhood that just happens to be lively and hey neighbor, like everybody just socializes and gets to know each other. It depends. Don't be in my face all the time.
And we don't necessarily have a neighborhood like that where it's like, hey, it's a block party. Everybody sit down.
Very quiet neighborhood.
Yeah, very quiet. Keep to themselves. We know a couple of people in the neighborhood.
And even then, we barely talk to them.
Then we don't talk to them at all. It's just like, hey, what's up?
I don't know. I'm just like, I kind of feel like I describe myself as like, I don't know which one, but I feel like I'm either an introverted extrovert or an extroverted introvert.
I think you're more of an extroverted introvert.
Maybe. I don't know. Because like, I don't know. I'm just, there are just some times where I'm like, I really just don't fucking feel like it.
Yeah.
But then there are other times and I'm
talk
like,
to me.
craving to see people. And I'm like, I miss my friends. It's been like however many weekends since we've seen, you know, a friend of ours. So I don't know. Just my social batteries. I just need to recharge sometimes. They're not, what's a long lasting battery? Lithium?
Lithium ion.
I don't know. I just, sometimes they just got to recharge.
Mm-hmm.
How do we get onto that? Neighborhoods? Friends?
HOA.
Inviting people over?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. I'm kind of tired. I could go for a nap right now, if I'm being quite honest.
Well, let's go ahead and wrap this show up then. It's a nice little bite-sized episode today. Not going to go too long.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to go try to recover.
From what?
From X-Men.
Oh.
Emotionally draining episode of X-Men, bringing it back.
Okay, yes, full circle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just tired.
You're just tired? Yeah, me too.
I'm just kind of tired. And I got to get the last little bit of this crud kicked.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hydrate. I don't know. And
That was aggressive. Motherfucker.
Maybe I should get some like orange juice and just like, you know.
Ow. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this episode up then. So go ahead and Nicki
Demonto, where can they find you?
Yes.
Sometimes you know what? I think I tweeted like twice.
Oh my goodness.
In the last
Oops.
in the recent past. I don't remember how recent the recent past is, but I think I tweeted like fucking once or twice. Pretty big deal. And if you want to see them, you can look at Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at Dimmy, DIMMMYYY.
As for me, Instagram and TikTok at Rogueleaderdrew. If you listen on audio form, please follow the feed and rate us.
Dog, I am sweating. And if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and click the bell icon. It's like Lycon. Bell icon in the lower right-hand corner. See, we do things on the YouTube.
I'm going to put a counter one day on how many times you slap the table.
It's for emphasis.
Next episode.
It's punctuating your words, you know? Add some spice to your
Thank you for joining
life.
us on this episode of the RAD Cast. We'll see you guys next time.